Hey guys, it's Maymay, and today I'm reviewing this product. I mentioned this in a recent Periscope, and many of you wanted to see this guy reviewed, and I thought I would do it. I picked it up at Walmart, and it's called Daisy Trimmer Dial-A-Cut. It's made from the folks at Royal, and I want to show you this on the end. I think this is super cool. Do you see this daisy dial? That's exactly what it is. Each one of these little dials is a different cut. So if you see here on this little diagram, you've got a straight cut, a double slot, a wiggle cut. This is a stitch line, a zigzag, another zigzag that's a deeper zigzag, an even deeper one, and then a smaller one. So I thought we'd play with this and see what we can do with it. So the first thing I'm noticing is this guy's really long. It's like 17 inches long for a tool. However, it's not very wide. So if you stood this up in a container, maybe on a shelf, you wouldn't take up that much space, but it is really long. So it's gonna be hard for me to get it in the screen the whole time, but we're gonna do our best. I wanna show you too that these side pieces swing out. So it has swing arms for measuring. This side is inches, this side is centimeters. So you get both of those with your swing arm measuring areas. And you also have this ruler here for measuring as well, you know, up and down. This one is made for you to slide the paper under, not so much lift it up. Then, if we look at these little dial pieces, what happens is you turn this dial and you can feel it kind of lock into place a little bit. It kind of just grabs. And you'll take that cutting blade and push up on that cutting blade and then bring it back to the housing. Now, I will tell you, it feels a little flimsy, and I haven't cut with it yet, but it does feel a little flimsy at this point. The first thing I want to do is cut with just the straight line. So we're going to use some scrap paper and do some little cuts real quick. I'm just going to load some in just so we can get a feel for how this cuts. And then hopefully we'll make a project with this today too. Okay, so I'm going to press this. I don't know if I need to press or not. We're just going to go. Wow. Okay, that felt really, really sharp, but when I went to pull this away, it doesn't come away. So let me come back on it again. Oh, it wiggled really bad. I got a really bad wiggle line there. That makes me sad. All right, let's try from coming from the front. Okay, coming from the front, I do better. Pulling it back, I got off and I got this little wiggle, and you can see that the paper has that extra cut in it. So let's try it again. I'm gonna put you back into your little housing. And I don't remember how much this guy was. I'll have to look it up and put the price on the screen for you. All right, let's try this again. We're gonna press and cut. Okay, when I press a little firmer, I got a much smoother cut, so I really like that. And let's try another cut besides straight cut. I'm intrigued by this two-line situation. I want to see what this does. So I'm going to slide a piece of paper in here. I think it cuts like a slot, but I'm not sure what it does. So let's just see. Press. Oh, it's a scoring blade, guys. That's what it is. That's kind of cool. So it scores. Not very well because this dude wiggles really bad. But we'll talk about that too. All right, let's do a decorative cut. We haven't done one of those yet. So let's go to this first wiggly decorative. It kind of looks decal edged. Let's put that into the paper and see what we get. Wow, that's really, really pretty. Let me bring that on a contrasting piece of paper so you can see that. Isn't that a pretty little line? Very decal edged, and it cut really easy. I've noticed the blade is very, very sharp, but you have to press and move really smoothly. Okay, so that's the first decorative edge. Let's do the next one. Put that back in. I'm being gentle with it because it feels a little fragile. Okay, there's that. Let's go to the next line. Now, this line on the trimmer looks real similar to the one we just did, but let's just see what we get when we cut with it. Pressing down. Oh, that one's a little not done. Oh, well, there we go. I pulled it firmer and I got it. I'm going to show you on this piece because I've got the two edges. So you can see this is the one we just cut here. And then that's the one we did earlier. They're pretty similar. This one kind of looks like torn paper, I think. That's what I think that one's kind of mimicking. All right, let's try another one. So we'll put this guy back in place. I'm going to turn the dial. Now this one looks like a scallop edge, and I love to use a scallop edge, so let's see what it does. Not extremely scallopy. Let me bring this up, and I'll show you here. So you can see the one we did earlier is on this side, and the one we just did is here. So it's not exactly a scallop, but it's pretty cool looking. I like it. It's pretty cool. All right, let's do another one. The next one looks like a deeper scallop. So let's hope this really is a scallop this time, because I really do want a scalloped edge. It's not extremely scalloped. Let me show you here. So bring these up here for you guys to see. And this is the one we did earlier. This is the one we just did. So it's a very delicate scallop there. All right, let's do the next one. Ooh, it makes me so nervous because it's very fragile feeling. Okay, let's see what this one does. This one looks like a very light zigzag. Oh, this is a pretty scallop actually. Look at this one. This one looks like a really nice scalloped edge. Now this is the one we did before, and this is the one I just did. That's a pretty little dainty edge. I like that one. All right, let's do the next one. Some of those go back into place real easy, and some of them I'm having to work with a little bit. All right, so the next one is the straight cut, which we've already done. I'm gonna roll past it, and I wanna do this stitched line. You know I love stitch lines, and I wanna see what this does. You know what this does? It perforates the page. Look at this. So now you have a perforated edge. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's do that again. I like this. I think this little piece here could open a lot of possibilities for card making, guys. Think of the little things we could put in perforated edges. Oh, I have an idea too. Look at this. All right, you ready? You bend it. Look what it does. It's a perfect perforation, just like if you bought it. Oh my goodness. Do you hear that? That's awesome. Oh, okay. This tool may have me on this one blade alone because I love that little tool. And let's go back to the scoring blade. I want to show you something I think is real important. I'm going to score this page and let you see what happens here. The score tool is a little wiggly. So I went that way and I'm okay. But if I try to come back, let me come back and show you what I mean. It's going to be hard to come back exactly the same spot, and it's not a very firm score. Can you see how it's really more curving than going to the score? Most paper, like if you used a scoreboard and you did that, it would go right to the score. It's there, but it's really light. I got to tell you something. This perforated deal makes me pretty happy. I think we're going to be able to do something with that. That is cool. Let's do that again. So cut that down. And then, oh yeah. I like that a lot. We're going to be able to do something with that. Now, a couple things I want to mention to you is this. This blade housing is not sturdy at all. It's very wiggly, including the base. It even has a little bit of a warp to it, so I want you to know that because it is very, very, very fragile feeling. It does not feel meaty or substantial. So when you use these blades, something I'm noticing here, I want to show you, see if I can turn it this way. Look how much movement is in that. So you know when you get those wiggly cuts, this is not going to be your precision cutter by no means. This won't be the only one you have in your stash is what I'm saying. You need a good rotary cutter in your stash for your paper cutting. But this one looks like a lot of fun for small little pieces. Let's pull this little arm out and let's talk about measuring with it. One thing is it's kind of firm there to get that little arm out, but you can get it. So with this arm out, you see that it has a little lip and the paper locks into place. So that's nice. So this does give you a good lip. And this arm goes to 13 inches. So that's pretty good because, you know, a lot of times we don't get a 13-inch measurement on any of our paper trimmers. Again, this is not going to be your precision trimmer. It does not feel like, you know, a $30 or $40 trimmer from Fiskars. It feels like a very inexpensive toy almost. But I love this so much. I think this is super cool. So this is the card that I created using this little daisy trimmer. I'm going to show you where I use the trimmer in just a second. But I want to show you this. The stamp set I use for this card is mine that's called Shake It. This is the first time I've gotten to use it on a card and I really like it. And this is kind of what I designed it for. I wanted those images to be kind of large so they would fit into one of those little, like a cutaway to be a shaker card. Super cute. It says shake, shake, shake. Now here's how I use the trimmer. Ready for this? You open this card up and it says, congrats on the new baby. How about a coupon just for you? You flip this flip and it says good for one free night out, right? And in the center, shake, rattle, and roll, baby. Now watch this. I use the perforated edge here so they can take this and tear this coupon away to give to us later. And I want to show you here, you can see where I use like the little delicate edges around this area here and also on here. Now I could have used those edges in a lot of other places, but I just started designing the card and playing around. I just kind of got busy and didn't think, I could have decoed edged here, but I did do it on the little coupon that they're going to give back to us. And I think that's super cute and it just tears away. Now I know this is not the only trimmer that has that little perforated edge, but it's super cool to have. So let's go back to the trimmer. I want to show you a couple things else I noticed while I was working with it. I tried my darndest to cut that card with this, and there's no way to get a straight cut from this, guys. It is so flimsy, the edges are wiggly, so this is not your precision trimmer. Look, I still got a piece of paper in there. This is not your precision trimmer. It is just not precision, okay? However, something else I discovered is, let me move this little guy out. These little blades are rotary blades, and there's no way for me to show you that because actually, let me see if I can remove one. It's probably a bad idea, but I'm going to try it. So I'm going to try to get in there where you can see this. Can you see that little blade? That blade is a rotary blade. There we go. Maybe you can see it there. So that's a cool thing. All the blades are rotary. So they do cut really nice. They're not just a little blade. Obviously, they had to be a rotary to get that little deckled edge. This little guy just kind of tucks under here. There is another thing I want to caution you about. Although this guy says that it goes, you know, that's really, really long, it's not quite 12 inches. It's a little bit shy. I tried to put a 12-inch piece of paper in here to cut it, and it wouldn't go through those lips. So you do have to trim that down a little bit to use it. The arms themselves will stretch out that far. These arms go a pretty good way. My overall assessment of this, if you have a rotary trimmer where you can buy blades that have some of these designs, I would buy that perforated blade and put it in my current rotary trimmer. But if you don't have access to that and you really want that little perforated edge, I'd do that. These deckle edges didn't do too much for me. They were okay. If you wanted something like this in your stash, it wouldn't hurt. It feels a little more flimsy like a toy. The kids would probably love it. I don't know how long it'll last because it's not very sturdy. But I'm not sad I spent the money on it. I had fun playing with it, and I think I'll probably use that little perforated edge in a lot of things because that was super cool for me. All right, guys, that's just a quick little review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, I don't know. If you just want a little gadget kind of thing to have in your craft room, there you go. It'll be fun for that. It's certainly not going to replace a paper trimmer. Don't try to replace any of your paper trimmers or your scoring tool with this guy. It's not going to do it. All right, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little Maymay tested, Maymay maybe approved video. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.